You ready?
Oh my god, look, somebody's falling from the ceiling.
Okay.
Look, look, that's gross.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Level up.
Hi guys, welcome to our table. I'm Nerd and I will be your host for this episode.
I'm Nancy.
Maui.
I'm Pon. Miley.
On today's episode, we will be talking about infertility. And I feel like a lot of I feel like I know a lot of people who go through the infertility issues. Like my sister who didn't have a baby for 21 years, and then now she has 2 boys back to back. Yeah.
And her oldest is 21 or was.
He's
21.
20 something.
Was
now.
21 when she had
he was
her
21.
second. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And even all of us,
Can you focus, Nancy? Yeah, 21. Okay.
yeah, and even all of us, we've all have experienced infertility.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Why do you guys think it's much more common now than, let's say, our parents' generation or even our older siblings' generation, you know?
I think it might be due to the food that we eat.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably more processed, and versus our moms and them and our sisters, they grew up eating more whole foods.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's just the environment, the pollution and everything.
Yeah, more home cooked. Yeah.
And I feel people nowadays when they get married, they're like, no, I want to wait 2-3 years, you know?
Yeah.
So just a process of waiting. But, with our parents, they're get married, they have kids, they don't really,
They're more the waiting process.
Yeah, compared to people here nowadays.
I think that's very key too, is a lot of people now are waiting to be established before they have their first kid, so, and just waiting in general to get married till they're a lot older.
Yeah.
When my generation, girls were getting married around 17, 18.
And, in high school.
Yeah. Which was considered pretty far compared to our older siblings generation who got married. They were 13, 14,
Yeah.
So, but nowadays, people are waiting until they're much older, sometimes in their late 20s to get married, or and then 30s to start their families. So I can see where
further down.
Yeah, infertility could become a problem because women are putting their life on hold to chase their careers, and when they come back around to making those babies, I can see where it's a lot harder. Harder.
She likes it hard.
She likes it harder.
I like it harder and harder. Not harder.
Just all of us. You and I got married pretty late.
Got pretty.
We got pretty.
I've been pretty. I was gonna say, you guys are 2 prime examples.
We got married pretty late.
How old
Within
were
our
you when you got married?
20s. I was 25 when I got married, and Yan was.
I was 28.
45.
Oh, really?
What? You your mom?
Yeah, I was 28 when I got married.
Girl.
Why,
Well, I
Jason
feel like
was
you were
older?
younger. No, I feel like you were
I thought she was
younger.
younger.
I was older, actually.
What the hell?
I was 28, and then I had my first kid when I was 29. So, and which was very interesting because I've always had issues with menstrual cycles, and I was always irregular. And so when I found out that I was pregnant, I actually didn't even believe that, because I'm at one point in my life, I was my PCP kind of diagnosed me with PCOS for polycystic ovarian syndrome, and I was
I never knew that.
yeah.
But with her
She had a huge cyst
Oh,
removal.
I didn't know that was PCOS.
No. So this is a later diagnosis. So so for myself, I actually had an ovarian cyst when I was 18, and I had that removed. It was a pretty large size. Yeah, it was 14 pounds.
2 twins.
Yeah, so I had that removed, and then I think with instead of twins, I'm sorry. So with my cyst removal, they had to remove a little part of my cyst, of my ovary too. And so with that on top of like my irregular menstruals, I was like, shoot, like I feel like my chances of like of contraception is gonna be so much
Conceiving.
conceiving, not contraception.
Contraception? Your chances of
I feel like
contraception is probably
yeah.
working with you.
So after the removal of my cyst, I feel like my ability to conceive was even going to be like lower, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so when I was like 25, 26, I went to see my PCP and we're just kind of talking about like contraception stuff. And I was telling her about like my weight, my hair and all of that. And so she was like asking me about my menstrual cycles. And I said, well, it's very irregular. Like it's not like your normal like 30-day cycle, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, well, I think you have a form of PCOS. Like it's not like definite that you have that, but like the symptoms that you're having, what you're describing sounds like that. So with that, I was like, okay, like then that even like brought it, like made me think like it's gonna be even harder for me to conceive now. So when my lead like had this crazy dream about me and a snake, and I was like, dude, I'm not pregnant. Like every time I check, I'm not pregnant. And at the time I was married. So then I checked and I actually was pregnant. I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm pregnant.
Wait, clarify that. Some people thought that you got pregnant and then got married, but you actually were married already. And then, it just like the wedding wasn't until August, but like
in February.
February, yeah.
Really?
So, yeah. Some people thought that like, oh, that's probably why she got married, because she got pregnant. But it's like, no, she's been married.
Yeah.
They just haven't done the reception.
Yeah, we had plans of getting married eventually, and that was the reason why I left my job and everything in Madison and moved back home, was because we had already arranged and planned to get married. And so they came and asked for me, and then like 4 months down the road, we found out that I was pregnant, and my wedding wasn't until that summer. So like,
And during, like, in between that time before you got pregnant, like, you were working out like crazy.
I was, and I think that's why I was able to conceive. Was like, I mean, at that time I wasn't working, I wasn't really doing anything, so I'm like, well, why don't I like work out, you know, get fit for the
Yeah,
wedding.
because you did lose a lot of weight.
And so I worked out like every day, and I think that helped me a lot, because like 1 or 2 weeks into working out, like I had my cycle, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like my body's cleansing itself, like it felt really nice and like refreshing. So I think that's like, I know I can have another baby, I'm just fat and I just need to work out, and I know I'm very well aware of that, but it'll happen.
It'll happen
when I feel like
even like
out.
Bigger girls than us, like
phone please. Oh my gosh, Nancy.
Like girls bigger than us, like they can get pregnant. So it's like we have a chance, but I don't like, it's just our bodies, you know. We just gotta visit our doctors and like know what's going on.
There is a difference between those big girls and other kinds of big girls, why they can't conceive, and a lot of it is because of their belly fat. So sometimes you see some girls, they're really big, but they're more big around their thighs and their butt and their arms, and their stomach is like small, you know. So they don't have that belly fat, which like produces tons of estrogen, and it prevents you from having normal cycles and stuff. And it actually helps your body hold in more fat than usual too. So that's probably why, you know, those big girls can have kids and some others can't, like us. Can't have kids because
can't like us.
Yeah, because our fat is concentrated in our midsection area. So
did you wanna talk about your stuff? Your research?
Oh, I'm like, girl.
Your research?
Have you dealt with infertility?
I have no idea if I can have babies or not. Oh no, I was just gonna ask you guys, like, have you guys thought about like any treatments, like IUI, IVF, surgery, or like even surrogate,
Surrogacy.
You know, like I actually thought about that for my sister. I don't think I ever told her, but I actually thought about that for like, I'm like, you know, maybe if I I would carry her baby for her. But so
yeah, you are too emotionally like.
I'll get too attached. And then the pain and everything, I'm like, nah, I'm good.
You can't do it.
Girl, but you know what? I think as a woman, we all should go through pregnancy just once to feel those contractions.
It's amazing.
Just to feel those contractions, you guys. It's a beautiful thing.
So back to your question, I haven't thought about that because I think with me, I know what I need to do in order to be able to like have kids. So I know what I need to do. So I feel like even though I've gotten like my ovary and my PCOS, I feel like just by working out, like being healthier, eating healthier, that'll get me to where I want to be.
Yeah.
So I haven't quite thought about that.
Yeah, I've looked into that because I'm actually going through like some health problems. So I did look into that. They're like, no, you can't because your BMI is too high, so you can't do it. So I'm like, okay, well, out of luck. And so I'm like in the process of doing like a weight loss surgery. So yes, look out for that. It'll be in April sometime. So
I'm excited.
yeah,
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I almost want to do it too.
It's exciting.
Yeah, and Mari, you've looked into like IVF and stuff, and
Yeah.
It's expensive.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a lot of
so
money.
It's
pricey.
like 30,000, and I know a lot of Hmong girls that have been through it,
Yeah.
which they've had like a lot of success with IVF and IUI. So
Yeah.
hey, if
But
you
I'm
can't,
just Yeah,
Go
like
for
I'm
it.
just scared. Like, what if I do it and like it's not successful? Then like
Yeah.
you just waste that money, you know?
but hey, it's worth the worth a try.
Yeah, but you know,
Yeah.
I think some clinics like they will do another round for free for you because that first time fail. I think some clinics they do that. I've heard that from like a few girls where they're like, you go through and they'll do another round for you for free to see if that's successful. And if after that round that fails, then you have to pay for the third round or
Yeah,
something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, some
Something
have like
along
different
that line. I'm
programs
not
for
an
like
expert,
cater to like different people. and what their
Yeah.
needs are.
So like with all the people that I've known that have done it, like it's successful for
Yeah.
them. So it's like, you know, kind of like
There's
what are you
hope.
mashana?
Yeah.
There's
So
hope in it.
yeah,
And
like,
look
I do
in-
want to try it.
Look into your insurance too, because I know from
Yeah.
my workplace, they do help you pay for. I think it's IVF or IUI. I forgot, but one of my coworkers, she went through the program and medical helped her with I forgot like $10,000 or $20,000.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow,
and so
that's
but then unfortunately her babies couldn't.
Oh.
Yeah, she
didn't
had
carry it?
3. Yeah, she had 3 babies and they
Wow.
all passed.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
unfortunate.
it's sad.
Yeah, like I would love to have twins,
Mhm.
but at the same time, like damn, like a first time mom, I don't know if I want twins.
Go for it.
Hey, yeah, but you know,
Never know.
sometimes like do it. You know.
Yeah. Just take what you get.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
yeah.
And if you're happy, you don't want it more, then at least you have 2.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you
right.
tried more, yeah.
That's true.
So if you guys had to choose, which one would you guys go for? Like the treatments of,
I honestly don't know. I don't know which one is which.
like
So
if you guys were given an
yeah.
opportunity to do.
I would do IVF because IVF you have a better chance of conceiving because they
Okay.
take the egg and the sperm and they do it in the lab and then make sure it's fertilized.
Yeah.
And then once it's fertilized, they put it into your uterus. But I don't care. They take your sperm, they take the sperm and then insert it into your uterus.
They
wow,
inseminate
I didn't
you,
know any of
yeah.
these.
So that chance is a lower chance of getting pregnant, but that's cheaper compared to IVF.
Yeah.
But
And like that's
IUI
what I
stands
thought
for
in it
intrauterine
too.
insemination,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So like my thought is that if you're gonna pay, okay, let's say IUI costs like 7,000.
It's cheaper.
But-
It's like they pasta. I looked into it. 3 to 5.
3 to
Oh.
5,000,
Mhm.
and let's say IVF costs like 20,000. But let's say like you decided to do IUI and it took you like 4 or 5 rounds to get pregnant.
Mhm.
But you also not only do you go through like the loss, but you also go through like the emotional loss. You know, like maybe there's something wrong with me, like I can't carry the child, versus like paying like 20,000-30,000 upfront ahead, and you know it's a sometimes guarantee pregnancy. I would spend that extra money up front
yeah.
to get that
Yeah.
IVF and
I would
to
too.
get pregnant right away versus like
Yeah.
hoping and waiting and hoping and waiting
Yeah.
and
Because I think the
Yeah.
success rate in stores are so much higher with
Yeah.
IVF than it is IUI.
yeah.
So I think if you financially can afford that, then why not take a shot and just do IVF?
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like with IUI, like if I was like fertile, then like
Yeah.
you know I would like do it because
Yeah.
it's cheaper, and I
Yeah.
know that maybe like
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
that IUI may be more successful to girls who are fertile, but their husband isn't
Yeah.
as fertile.
Yeah.
You know, then I can see where like IUI would benefit you
Yeah.
because you're fertile. There's nothing wrong with you, but it's just your husband's swimmers are not strong enough. You know,
Yeah.
so they do that like straight insemination intrauterine. You know, but if you were like you're not sure if your body's there or like cacao, like Nerd said,
Yeah.
and you don't know if your husband's cacao or not, but you know you decide to do IVF, you know, then maybe that's a higher chance of you getting pregnant.
Yeah. Yeah. So if I know that I'm like fertile, then like I would do it. But like with me myself, like I know that I'm not as fertile, and like I know I have to go through more steps to get pregnant.
I feel like the guys should
do it too. Like don't be so like egotistic.
I was gonna say, I think it's very
Yeah.
important if you guys are having, like, if anyone is having issues with like infertility, like why don't you and your partner both get checked out
Yes.
and see where the issue kind of is and start from fix that and then kind of start, you know. Trying to see what you guys
Because
can
sometimes
see.
it's not just the females
women,
that
And I
have
think
the
that is-
issues.
It's also the male.
Yeah, it is so like degrading to hear people always think it's the woman, the woman.
Yeah.
It's not always the ladies, like
Yeah.
you know.
You're
Especially-
little swimmers.
Especially in the Hmong community, right? Like or whatever. Everybody automatically assumes that it's the nya, you know, when you don't know, it may not be the nya, it may be both of them, you know.
Both.
Someone has told me about their story, how like she said that they've been trying to get pregnant forever and like they couldn't, and then like they decided to get themselves tested and it wasn't her and it was her husband. And so like her mother-in-law like kept like pushing her and kept questioning her like, why is she fertile, like what's wrong with her, which is very horrible as another woman to another woman, you know. Who cares about your title of you being a boy, you know, but just as a woman to another woman, like the courtesy, the genuosity, that's right, not the word, I mean the genuine
Genuinity.
yes, between like female to female, you know.
Yeah.
It's like how do you degrade or belittle someone just because they can't carry your son's child? I mean, it may not even be you, you know. And so like her mama kept like pushing her, and one day she finally said to her mom's like, "It's not me, it's your son."
Yeah.
And then like that stopped her from like questioning her ever since like that conversation. So you know, I mean I don't know, maybe 50%, 60% of the time it's the woman, but 40 to 50% of it is also the too, you know.
It is because you know guys go through infertility too. Like it's not just women because they told me the guys like they can shoot but they don't have sperm.
It's
You know?
blanks.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
it's slow or, you know.
Yeah. So like they need to
Not
test
as
like
many.
their like sperm count, and like do all that process like if you're trying to get like pregnant because in Hmong culture like sometimes the parent or like the OGs would make them
What? Nothing.
why are you tapping me?
Oh, I was saying no.
She's just happy. Her Hmong parents will what?
The Hmong parents would like make like have the guy like marry like a second wife,
right.
you know? Yeah.
And
so,
like that's another thing too, like, you know, if it's like why is it okay for them to like they shame her, they talk about her in the community. Not only is it like just in the media family, which you would think that this is something very personal, very private, keep it in the family, you don't need to gossip out to the whole community, but some they go and they tell the whole like the tall like or what do you call it, like their clan, like they gossip among each other, and then those nache like talk about their own daughter-in-law behind everyone's back, you know, and it's just like embarrassing, and it's not what we want. That's not what we need right now when we're struggling. There's something very personal, something that every woman should have a right to do, is to bear a child, you know, but some people just can't, you know. But they hush, they don't say anything because and all that stuff, and they don't want people to say, oh, you need to do what you call, you need to do like whatever, or some people that say, oh, you need to do what you call, you need to
Yeah.
yeah. So go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I would have to say like, I think since infertility has become so common, I think one thing that I've been a little bit more aware of myself is not asking like, so when are you guys gonna have another one? You know, like I feel like that's like that's very personal. Like whenever they decide to,
like,
you don't know what they're
get pregnant.
and you don't know what they're dealing with. So I find myself like not like, even though I want to, I'm like, no, don't do that, because everyone has a story. You don't know what's going on, so maybe they don't want to talk about it. So maybe you shouldn't ask that. And so just kind of like, you know, for future references, like
for everybody, like like you're excited like for newlyweds, like you want them to get pregnant and like start a family, but sometimes it's like, well, maybe they are trying. And it's like
you don't know their story. Does it tell you that it was 19 minutes?
There's not too many things, Nancy.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Like,
so-
I was gonna add that, like, how you guys said that, like, you know, you don't know what their struggle is. Like, me and my husband, we got married, we got pregnant right away, we had our daughter, but then, like, she's 12 now, you know, and everybody asks, like, oh, did you use Zina, blah, blah. It's like, you know, personally, you want to say, we're trying, but we don't know why we can't conceive yet, you know, but then we just say, oh, we're busy, but, you know, inside personally, we're like, well, we're trying, like, stop asking us, like, this is so annoying, like, we're struggling, I don't know if it's me, I don't know if it's your son, but it's like, everyone asks, and it's like, you know, you're trying, but, you know, you can't help it, and then you see all these people who get their kids, and you're always like, oh, I kind of wish that was me,
So
you
fertile,
know?
I know.
Yeah, and you even like you do siya, or like you chisha sometimes, you're like upset that these people keep asking, and they really don't care. They really don't care how you are, how your health is, you know, and they just want to ask, just to ask, but they don't really care.
Yeah, sometimes they
because-
don't mean to be rude, but
Yeah,
like, you
but
know,
still, it's like,
it makes you feel bad.
Yeah, it's
and
a
I think that
sensitive
should
subject.
be,
So.
and some people think that that's like okay, you know, maybe that's a conversation starter, especially when it's like elder ladies, you know, but
Yeah.
it's like at the same time, I think with our newer generation, maybe we're just being too sensitive, you guys. But
Yeah, so I mean, it is a sensitive topic.
yeah, but it's
Yeah.
just kind of rude too. It's like, well, year after year, if you see me with no other child besides my daughter, you know, maybe we are
can have an
trying,
idea that
but
you're struggling.
yeah, something's wrong, but you know,
I feel like that's a question that Maui gets a lot.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, Molly, because you've been
'Cause-
married for how long?
This year will be 13 years, I think. Right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey,
No,
like,
because I'm looking at my league because we got married at the same time. So like,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 13 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just had to leave because, you know, my day one left. I was like, bye, Nancy.
Always said to Nancy, fuck this shit.
So you're
They
your
got
own.
left me.
Yeah, so.
But yeah, so so me and May, we actually have a story. So like after getting married for like 4 years, I was diagnosed with like endometrial cancer. And so that's like basically the inner lining of your uterus, like because you have abnormal periods. And so the inner lining of your uterus thickened, and so I was like having like vaginal discharge, and so I finally got it checked, and they're like, yeah, you have, you know, pre-cancer.
Wait, you got endometriosis?
No.
Oh, children.
No, I think
No,
these.
yeah.
I don't even know what that is. I think that's like the inflammation.
No,
in the
no,
uterus.
that
Where the
is the
liquid-
lining of
Yeah.
the uterus is outside. It's flipped inside out.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
Yes.
that.
Oh, okay. So, okay. I thought you had that.
No.
No,
So
I
it's
have.
like, oh my
Yeah.
God. Okay.
So I actually have like pre-cancer cells in my uterus.
In the
because-
lining of her uterus.
Yeah, because I carry a lot of my weight on my belly, and so that's what I think I was referring earlier to
Yeah.
how like
It's
bigger
harder,
yeah. bigger people with like belly fat tends to can't conceive as
As well,
easy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because we
Compared to
produce a
other
lot
girls.
of estrogen.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's what I have, and so what you have?
Oh, Maui. You're gonna make me cry.
And it's
It's
it's just a sensitive topic.
Yeah.
We need
That's why you have it there.
For that.
Because she has allergies.
Oh, my allergies are kicking my ass. Sorry, you guys. Yeah, I don't think Maui share this with. I don't think Maui share this with anyone really.
Yeah.
I'm not even like I
Not
haven't
even
really
like,
heard
yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
Because I don't
Really?
know much about it, so.
Oh,
Yeah, I know that
it's
she
not-
went through.
yeah.
She went through that, but then I didn't like. I don't know. I feel like it's a touchy subject, so I
It
never
is,
really
Yeah, you
asked
can
her.
ask. Yeah.
It's like you just know that it's going on, but you don't know like the fine details. But you know
Yeah.
something's going on, but
Yeah.
you know, yeah. So
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically that's what I've been dealing with the past 13 years, and so that's why we don't have any kids. And so yeah, what can I say more about it? But
so that's why she's deciding to do
Oh,
the
yeah.
bariatric
Yeah.
weight loss to help remove some of
Have her
the belly fat.
And you like you get biopsies for it just to make
Yeah.
sure there's no
Yeah.
reoccurrence of those, you know, precancerous.
yeah, so I am on a medication that kind of helps, like keep the inner lining thin, but then
However,
yeah, but then with that it comes with like having the appetite to eat, and so this one time I went to go pick up a medication.
I love this.
Which like I
story.
wasn't even aware. I don't know why the doctor didn't tell me. You know, like it helps me to get rid of that cancer.
yeah.
But then
It
it
suppresses.
makes me eat. And so this one time I went to go pick up a medication, and like the pharmacist was like, why are you on this medication?
Can you turn off my phone? Melissa? Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And so she's like, why are you on this medication? I was like, for my uterus. And she's like, oh, just thought I'd ask because, you know, this medication increases the appetite to eat. I'm like, I was like, no wonder. Like every time I eat, like I do not feel full.
Didn't you say they said because it's the medication that they prescribe for people who are anorexic or bulimic?
Yeah, she says that too.
God.
So I'm like, oh shit, no wonder I gained so much weight on this
I'm just
stupid
like,
pill.
can't you see I'm anorexic? Can't you
No,
see
she
why I
actually
love this?
I'm sure she was like looking at me like, oh, I put a loose, so why is she on it? You know?
Yeah.
So I'm like, so that's why I've been like gaining like weight like crazy.
They're probably like, when's he gonna take off his medication?
Yeah, so it helps me, but it doesn't help me. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm gonna go through weight loss surgery.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So is everything set for your weight loss surgery then? Like,
No, I still have to meet with them next month. So,
Oh.
For is it a consultation? Or what is it?
yeah, consultation.
And what are you thinking of getting?
I want to get the sleeve because I've like watched so many videos on people who got the sleeve and like they have like amazing success stories.
Yo, watch mommy
Can you explain what?
mommy mug, watch mommy come up, yo.
Yeah, so VSG is called a vertical sleeve gastrectomy, and so basically they remove like at least 80% of your stomach, like they cut it off.
So it's
And,
basically like a long tube.
Yeah. And like I guess
That's a
there's
lot.
something in your stomach where it makes you like it produces hunger. So they get rid of that and 80% of your stomach, and so they
Wow.
cut that off. So yeah.
Wow.
To me too.
I know.
Yeah,
that's why
so-
I
Can I
almost
get
wanted
that
to.
They can cut 90% off. I'm okay with that.
So is that coming out of pocket or is your insurance?
So I actually have two insurance. So I've called them, and what is it? Maine's insurance actually cover for it. So
Oh really?
Nice.
100%?
I don't know.
Probably a
Oh.
lot
Mine
of
doesn't,
it.
though.
Probably a lot.
A lot
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah.
Because of HP,
Wow.
if you done an HP,
Mm-hmm.
then
Yeah.
it will all be pretty cheap for you.
Yeah. Maine's insurance too. Them.
Yeah.
So have you guys like for like the yeah, all of you guys, have you guys ever thought about like adoption? Like if if anything, like if you guys were given the opportunity
After-
or whatever,
Like the last resort.
Yeah.
would you guys adopt?
Yeah, me and my husband actually talked about it like a lot because I'm like, like I don't like I want kids, but then they I won't feel bad like by you like
Other
by
people.
tu like because like they're just like dogs. Like there's so
Yeah.
many kids out there who needs a home.
But I think you would really like be a really good,
Mom.
not foster, but adopted
Adopted mom.
mom.
You guys could
Yeah.
start with foster too.
I want to, but I can't because
Yeah.
mama shy.
I'm so
Yeah.
attached
Yeah.
to those little people.
Yeah, because she could also like go to mama shy.
Yeah.
Like with like letting go of Shelby, like I was already so
Yeah,
heartbroken.
you
so
were
like
so sad.
I can't do fostering. I'd rather just adopt
Mm-hmm.
and then you if we decide like not to have like our own children.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the other option. Like I know within like the Hmong community, it's kind of like not like
It's frowned upon.
Yeah, it's kinda like-
actually
It's
frowned
under
upon.
actually it's not, you guys. It's,
but just like
it's
with the
different now.
family though, like
oh,
like like some
But
people
it's- Yeah.
so
Yeah,
then
true.
that's the only thing that I'm afraid of like with
Yeah.
adopting because I'm like what if like like my family or his family like don't love my kid because it's not ours.
it doesn't matter.
You know?
It doesn't matter as long as
Yeah.
you guys love them. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, like we'll love it, but I'm just afraid.
That's how you know she doesn't have any human kids. She has fur kids.
Yeah, so that's the only reason why like I kind of like wanted to hold back on it because huge budget because you want like the family to love them too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, because our mom,
Yeah.
our oldest sibling is adopted.
Yeah, and
And
I
then
love
after
that.
after that then my mom started having us.
Yeah, I think that's kind of where I got like like that heart to like want to take kids in because my parents they take kids in from like all over. Like we've had so many people who lived with us.
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
like,
I know.
I love that they do that, and like I want to like continue on doing that too.
Mm-hmm.
But eventually, I do want kids of our own. Like that's something that I want to experience as a woman. Like we all want to experience like motherhood. So
childbirth.
I'm good.
yeah. So I've thought about it. Have you thought about it, Molly,
Yeah.
or any of you guys?
Yeah, I've thought about it. I would like to adopt, but I just kind of I don't know why like Thailand or Laos they don't have this kind of like
like a program.
Yeah, where
They
you
do.
can go over
They
there.
have orphanages, Maui.
But I've heard where like Wichikawa or like the programs where they won't let people from out of like the country adopt. That's what I heard. But
Oh,
yeah,
I would think that if you go to like their orphanages, you can adopt one of their child.
I don't know. We have to look more into
Yeah,
that.
look
But that's
into
what
that.
I've heard where Thailand Wichikawa don't even go.
But there are plenty of homeless or orphaned Hmong kids here that are in the
US,
foster
yeah.
care systems.
yeah. Like I would love to just adopt kids.
You don't
but
think that there would be any Hmong kids in foster care, but there's actually a lot.
There's a lot.
you know?
It's so sad because it's like your own,
Your
your
own,
own
yeah.
people. So like,
Yeah.
well, like you think like, well, like Hmong people can do that.
Like,
to
you're
them.
not the- Dude, even the homeless people. When I first saw a homeless Hmong person, I'm like,
So sad.
wait, there's a
Yeah.
homeless Hmong person, and then there's like that little whole community of like homeless Hmong people.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a camp somewhere
Yeah.
in St. Paul.
St. Paul.
Yeah.
Because
Wow.
like you think that like Mona, they're so communal, so like so much.
Right.
Like
You know,
Shibana,
yeah, they're always helping each other. You're the Nazi Tekishla, Nepati Yellow, like Argentina, like
Yep.
someone's always backing them up for them. And so when you see these kids in foster, you're like, what? We
Yeah.
do that?
Yeah.
When you see homeless people, you say, what? We do that? Or
Yeah.
you see even elders in nursing home, you're like, what? We do that? You know, it's like,
Yeah.
whoa, this is shocking. So,
Yeah, but like
believe it or
yeah,
not, it
there's-
happens.
There's so many like stories of like kids being put into foster home. I'm like, oh my gosh, even if you have Hmong law, like I would be open to adopt like
Yeah,
other
different
like
laws.
races.
Yeah.
That would be
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah.
Before
Yeah,
I
it doesn't have
got
to be
married, I was like, oh, if I don't have kids when I'm older, I'd like to adopt like the Miyamika, the Mikitlu, the Miyamaid, so that I have a very colorful family, you know?
Diverse.
Yeah, I've always wanted that, but we'll see.
I mean, you can still do it.
Yeah.
Ito mo Mia Hmong. Okay.
No, me too, 没有.
Okay. Yeah, my mom actually told us that there's this older lady when he adopt Automamika.
Oh.
Yeah, because they never had kids, so she adopted like these two white kids, and they're like really fluent in Hmong, and they're really like good at speaking Hmong.
Oh, that's cool.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah, see the thing is like with adoption, like I don't know the process.
yeah,
And like,
Yeah.
I think they're kind of strict on it. Like back then they weren't that strict, but
Yeah.
now like with all these stories that happen,
Yeah.
like they're kind of strict. So I think we're gonna wait on it and see if we can get pregnant first.
Yeah.
If not, we said within the next 5 years, then
Yeah.
we probably.
Are you gonna have your husband go test too, or is this you?
Yeah, so that was the process, but then my medical got cut off.
Hey,
so then-
you know, there's this thing that you can buy on Amazon, and you can test your husband's sperm.
Oh yeah, but then the doctor she wants to test
him?
it.
Oh,
Yeah,
sure.
she wants to.
But I mean, like, if you're still waiting for insurance, that's something that you can do on the side to know.
Sure.
Like, they
Yeah.
don't know much, but they test to see, yes, your husband's sperms are working, yes, the sperm count is there, or if it's not. They can't give you like a qualitative result of like everything, you know, but they can at least see
Just
that.
like a basic.
Yeah, it's like,
Okay.
yes, your sperm count is high or your sperm count is low. And there's like, it's like a magnifying thing where you can actually see the swimmers too.
Nate's is breathing really hard away.
It's because my allergy. It's the mouth
I'm
breather.
plugged. I'm gonna start being like, I can't breathe.
But yeah, you can plug that, you can connect that machine to your phone, and you take that specimen, you plug into the machine, and then like when it fully loads and stuff, then it shows you like the actual sperm, the actual footage on your camera.
Did you ever get it?
Yeah, I got it.
You did?
I got it.
Did you guys try it?
Oh my god! No, I mean like.
Use it, test it.
Yeah.
No, because
Oh,
he
girl.
won't. Because he's that egoistic Hmong pride.
Oh.
So
I
he
thought
won't.
you got
Dude,
it.
me and mom was like, dude, do one day and then just like doing the comment, taking it, run to the
Yeah.
bathroom and go test it.
I was like.
it's gross.
Sorry.
We might need a cut.
But that was a plan, like for our steps, because I went to go get checked for like infertility, like I don't know, like my body is a little bit different. Like I have like
She's
I'm
built
fertile.
different.
Yeah, I'm built different. I'm fertile, but then like I don't get like my menstrual
Regular.
cycle like
Yeah.
every month.
Yeah.
And she said I still have eggs, but we need to like go through like a process to kind of like make me like have menstrual cycle.
Because you didn't have your period
for 5 years,
time.
and then
Check 5
another
years,
no,
huh?
it was okay. So the last time I can remember was I was like in 7th grade, and then that was the last time I remember having it. And then Ming married, so then when
You were
like
stressed
during
as
that
fuck,
time,
scared.
during that time, then after the gay, like for my whole high school years. Like I didn't get my period
Dang.
That's crazy.
until I was like 21.
Did you start growing like a Minoa and mustache?
Yeah, I got it cut off though.
She was wondering where.
I'm just kidding.
And then after that, then I had it like when I was 21, and then didn't have it for a while until I was like 23.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's like very like
See,
not
like
normal.
mine is irregular,
Yeah.
but like mine is weird. It comes in like weird spurts where like I'll have it once a month for like maybe 2-3 months span, and it'll stop, and then it'll come back like 3 months later for like 2 months, and it'll stop.
Like
And then-
two, like
Yeah, it's like
30
weird,
days.
random. It's like 60 days. Like it's weird. Oh, you mean like when I have it?
Yeah. Like you have
It
a week
usually
and it's-
falls. Yeah, in like in the mid month, but it's weird. Like
Yeah.
it comes and goes
It's
whenever.
irregular.
It has its own
Yeah.
schedule.
It's
See, that's why you still are able to get pregnant. 'Cause,
Yeah.
You know, you're.
Yeah,
it's
you're,
not
at least you're
menstrual.
having it.
Yeah.
you
I
know.
haven't. Yeah,
Oh shit.
but I would probably say Miley and
I
Mila
can have
have it.
babies.
Miley and Mila
Yeah.
have it more like frequent than we do.
Yeah.
Oh really?
When
Yeah, I
I
feel
work,
like it.
yeah, when I work out, then I get it. Like
Yeah.
mine comes normally every month,
Right.
but once I gain weight, then it kind of like skips a
Slows
month.
down. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
Um,
Yeah.
Like I remember I had my period when I was 12, and then like when I turned 13, like I had like super heavy period.
I
Where
know
like
you were 12.
yeah, my
Really?
period when I was 12. Yes.
Which
Dang, I didn't know
What grade
that.
were you?
It was like after
Fifth
sixth
grade?
grade in the summer.
Oh.
Yeah, in the summertime. Yo,
I was 12 too.
I'm
Yours
so
is-
lucky.
I was 16 when I had mine.
What the
What?
hell?
You were a late bloomer.
This can be for another
Sorry.
podcast.
But
Sorry.
okay. Anyways,
Another
but
episode.
but then like after I turned 13, Molly, you had yours when you were 12, Molly.
Jesus.
Yes.
Oh wait, I think it was like in the summer of like.
How do you
6th
have
grade.
yours after me?
Oh, something
I can't remember.
Yeah.
I know, but no, Molly had it before me.
Okay, I
Molly
can't
had it before
remember.
me. You had when you were 12,
Maybe.
and then like a year and a half later, I had mine.
Okay.
Yes. I was like 16. What?
I think I was thinking of the number 6 because I remember
Sixth
like
grade?
6th grade in the summer I had.
Yes.
it. So however old I was.
Yes. I had it a year like after you. Yeah. But like after I turned 13, like my periods came really heavy. Like you couldn't even laugh. Like when you're looking down. Oh my gosh, it was like a waterfall. It's like it was like oh my gosh, like you just like freeze because you're afraid that you've leaked all over and you're in school, you know.
Yeah.
So but then after the get stopped, no. It just like
Oh.
stopped, and then like if I'm lucky, I'd have it once a year. Some years I'm super lucky, I get it twice a year. But
Wait,
that's
so it's
it.
been irregular since you were 12?
Ever since I was like 14.
Oh.
So when I was 13, I had it really heavy, like super heavy, like a murder scene down there.
Damn girl.
Yeah, see, mine
Mine
was
was
regular. Like I get
Yeah.
it every month up
Yeah.
until okay. So I believe that the reason I don't have mine was because I prayed for me not to have mine. But
Not to
should
have a
I tell you
period?
this episode?
No,
or the next?
we'll have
Yeah,
a
we'll
period episode.
We'll wait for the next
I know
episode,
you
but
said,
yeah.
Yeah.
So Maui, you don't have yours at all now?
No, because of the medication. So the medication I take actually stops my period completely.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I don't get mine because it stops your period and then it helps with the inner lining. Like it'll stop your period, but then it still keeps the inner lining thin. Because you know, every time you bleed, your inner lining shed all the lining.
Yeah.
That just sounds funny.
Yeah.
And then it becomes thin again. So it just keeps my inner lining of my uterus thin.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
When was the last time you had your period?
I don't know. I've been on this medication for like over what
10 years?
8 years.
8 years?
Oh.
Wow.
8 years.
Wait, ever
Yeah.
since you were in medicine?
Yeah.
Yeah, in Milwaukee.
Milwaukee.
Like shortly
yeah,
after
yeah.
Molly got married, Molly found out. And I remember Molly
Yeah.
called us and she was like crying. I was like, I feel so bad, Molly, because that day we were having a great day.
That day.
And yeah,
Yeah, we
I
were
don't
doing
remember.
something.
No, Molly was no. I mean, like our family were doing something like amazing, and we were having so much fun. And then Molly called us, and we were talking, and Molly was like crying, and Molly told us, and like my heart just broke. I'm like, oh my gosh, like we've been having this great day, and here you are with this like horrible news, and you're probably like depressed and stressed and crying over there, you know, and like no one knew, and you call and you told us, and then we're just like, oh my gosh, like Mom said she had cancer. I was like, oh my gosh, cancer. I was like, oh my gosh, like I feel horrible because we had such a great day. Like I don't know, we must have been gathering at Mom's house. I remember you calling, we were over there, yeah. And so I was just like, I felt horrible, so I just had to tell you that.
一個洗隻嗰個鼻哥 like
Oh, cause I was like having vaginal discharge, like blood, like just
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
you used to have your period and you would have like chunks.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dude, and every time that happened, you always felt very tired, like nauseous and whatever.
Yeah, lightheaded.
And I remember because you.
Where did we left off?
Maui called it.
Nancy was
Go ahead,
checking.
Oh, I was
Yeah.
checking and then I didn't. As soon as I looked away.
It doesn't make noise.
Actually,
It blinks.
Oh, it blinks.
Mhm.
Oh.
so it's good.
Okay, start where you started. You said
So hold on,
come
since
over.
you are the host, come
Yeah, I was. But then I looked
Totally
away
make
and then I asked Maui a question.
Hey,
and
we
then-
said that's
put a timer on your phone so we knew.
Yeah,
yeah.
welcome to our timer.
So I'll do it.
No, I was just.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I was just saying like. Maui would come and visit us, and during those visits, it happened when she had those blood clots and discharge.
No, I think that was
that
after
before or
I know.
after?
Because as soon as I was on the medication, it was like making me do that. I think
That
because it was like
was-
just getting rid of like
of
all the
everything?
old
Oh, sure, all the-
thickness, you know.
Oh my
but-
gosh,
yeah.
it was scary, y'all. Like
Yeah.
them things were like it was literally like it was like coming out of her like
Yeah.
water.
And you can no, it's like you can feel it when it's coming out. Just like
Jello.
Oh,
chunk.
gelatin.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
chunk. Yes.
It's like very dark blood.
Yeah, so that I think that was after I was on a medication. The medication was like making me like just release all the old lining, I think. But before that, like consistently for like a week, I would have like blood clots, like handful,
Yeah.
just coming down.
Oh.
I don't know, you wouldn't be walking like a kid who has like a poopy diaper.
No, seriously, yeah, it's like handfuls after handfuls. So that's why I got to check. So if you guys have like vaginal discharge that's abnormal like this, get it checked because you
Get
never know.
checked. Don't
know?
ignore your health,
Yeah.
ladies.
Especially us as women, like we need to
Yeah.
really take care of like
Yeah.
down
Yes.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just don't be like, oh, you know, how chore,
Yeah,
or just help, no,
also.
go.
That was me.
That
Check
was
with the
me too.
doctor.
It's like, those nails are,
Yeah, like when you go period,
So
I'm like,
shocked.
okay, like, you know, chini, like worried. Like I don't have to carry pads or tampons. Like when people ask me for a tampon, I'm like, sorry, I don't got any. I don't gotta worry about that. But like now that I'm trying to get pregnant, it's like, oh shoot, I should have paid attention to that.
Yes.
Like at a young age.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel like I could have paid more attention to it too because, like, I didn't even know that because again I had like that irregular period, so I didn't know. I was surprised when we were pregnant with Milan. I was like, "What? Your girl's pregnant?" I thought I was just sick. Yo, I thought I was having a headache. But I think like the way I was able to conceive Milan because like before I knew Jean for Deja, like me and Molly lost a lot of weight. You know, we lost like 40 pounds. I lost 40 pounds, and then I was like, "Oh, one around." See, I'm trying to earn that back, but it's like, nope, you can't get that back.
You didn't earn it back. Not
Get
to
it.
me though.
But it's like, yeah, I think we lost a lot of weight, and then I dated Jean, and then yeah, that's how. I think that's how we were able to conceive Milan. But after I had Milan, like it blew up. So
Yeah.
Yeah, and weight plays a big factor in like
Yeah.
fertility. So and if you're underweight, you can't
Yeah,
conceive
true.
either.
Yeah.
So
Yep, you need a certain amount of fat on your bottom on
Bottom.
your body.
No, on your body.
If you have too little, you can't conceive. If you have too much, you can't conceive.
Yeah.
So
and we're not experts, but it's just like what we
From our
have
experiences,
researched and
yeah.
experiences. Yeah.
it's general common knowledge too.
But some women they don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even with people who have regular periods, they can't conceive,
Yeah.
you know, for who knows what
Yeah.
reason.
It
But
could be PCOS,
You know?
could be endometriosis, like Pon said earlier. Could be a lot of things. Could be thyroid, hormones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for our sister it was.
It was thyroid.
Bao
Yeah.
had it.
Yeah.
Hyper or hypo?
I
I think she was hyper. Because her and my call had that.
They were opposite of each other.
No, my cow had the radiation.
Yeah, my
Oh.
cow was
Oh, yeah,
hypo
yeah.
and Paul was hyper.
Yeah,
No,
I
My
I
ball was
yeah.
hypo. Ball was
You
hypo.
got
I was
opposite.
hyper. Yeah.
No, I thought they were like opposites of each
Yes,
other.
I know, but I think
my
we got it
I
mixed
think
up.
MK was hyper and
Yeah.
Ball was hypo.
Oh, okay.
Because MK had the radiation.
Yes,
Yeah.
so she was
Yeah.
producing too
Too
much.
much.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because that girl was fertile. But not
Yeah.
Bao.
hmm
Yeah, but I mean, Bao gave you guys some advices.
Yeah.
So maybe you guys should try.
And that's
I tried it and it worked.
No, but then with her though, she did lose weight. She was on keto.
Yes.
She was working out, and then she had
She was feeling herself.
Yep, she had Willis, and then like Willis wasn't even one yet, and then she had
Another one.
Kaysen. So you know, I don't know, maybe
Yeah,
She tried
diet and
to
health.
No,
I think she knows she's done for now.
She's trying to, might be a little girl. Wow, might be a little girl.
And our Tadla too, our Tadla,
Yes.
yeah.
She
She had no, not the Tadla.
Oh.
Tadla is fertile.
She's fertile. That girl. Wait, she had.
One of Odette Declan.
Yeah. So our Tadla, she's
Back
she
to
didn't have she couldn't
They were
have
married for so
babies.
long. Yeah.
Yeah, and then she had the boy, and then now she's just like back to back. Which I think it's good. You've got a the first one, and if you're able to, just keep having it. Yes, Jainji was you never know what's gonna happen. You know,
Yeah,
so
me
just
see.
keep
Why
going.
did y'all tell me this?
We did.
Sorry.
It's been 2 years now. It's too late
We did
now.
tell you.
Yeah.
So
So
I thought about that too, but I was like,
You just
I had a lot of
joined.
stuff going on, so it's
True.
like,
Because you're still in school.
still
But you're
school
still
and
in
everything.
school.
Yeah.
Stress also plays a big role.
So I was
in
like,
it, too.
yeah, no. And we're looking for a house at the time too, so we just had a lot of stuff going on.
Just look at Molly. Don't look at the camera.
yeah, but
Yeah.
Maui, I'm really excited for you. I just I can't wait for you and your husband to have babies, and for all of you guys to have more babies.
Yes, all of us.
We can't wait for you to have a baby too, nerd.
nerd.
Chị cho có đứa không biết chợ chị biết không có tư hả?
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah, because come up booming and like booming women you're like usually shiny
Yeah.
so I hope for all of us to have more.
You want to
And all of you guys.
Everyone who's
Everyone's
struggling.
struggling.
Everyone who's struggling with infertility. Can we all have one together, you guys? Can you
Sure.
imagine our
Okay.
little ones?
All right, tonight.
I need a sperm donor.
Yes.
Slide in that DM.
Just slide in her DM. Her name is Myla Yang.
Single girl for life. At
69.
Anyways, thank you for tuning in, guys. If you guys, we want to hear you guys' stories, so leave your stories down below, and we will we'll interact with you guys down there. Or if you guys want to personally message us on our channel or our Facebook or even
Or
YouTube.
channel,
Yeah, message us and we'll get back to you guys.
Or drop
if you guys
any
want to know.
advice.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
would love to hear all of your experiences.
Or if you guys want to know more about any of these girls' stories, just
Drop it in the comments below. Advices, experiences, stories, everything.
Yeah, message us if you guys want.
And don't forget to follow us on our Facebook and Instagram at Ta5leTalk.
Right.
Bye.
Well, you want to scoot over here a little bit more? So we're spaced out a little bit more?
It's fine. Pon, it's fine,
Just
Pon.
go close to Nancy, Molly.
Like this?
Yours at an angle.
They live together. They don't want to be close.
No.
I need closer.
Okay, that's better.
Pon, I feel
Why is it
cricket.
Yeah, I don't know why it's crooked.
Cricket now.
What did you do?
It's
Why is it
No, it's
crooked?
cricket.
Baka mo sa katawan.
It's hella cricket now.
Oh,
The back leg. The back leg
Mas parang
is.
minjiya.
Like how you spray them?
The back leg. The back leg
Sorry,
is too.
Mom, don't listen to us. Even on your ball.
in shuttle, honey.
I'm trying to.
It's because I moved the legs, but
Yeah.
I can fix it.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yay. No.
Okay, is that better?